What's going on, everybody? Pete Candelario here with Pompi in this week's PM Talker. Hope everybody's doing all right. Today, well, no, why did I say today?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's coming up.
Yeah, well, today is here already. So, is everybody ready for the holiday season? Thanksgiving is around the corner, and Christmas is not far behind. Many
Favorite
people are
time of the
getting
year.
ready to cook. What's that?
Favorite time of the year.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. Many people are getting ready to cook and decorate and want to make sure, and we want to make sure that you're safe, especially in the rental properties, because there's a lot of
Please.
stuff that can happen. So, welcome to this week's PM Talker. Today we will be discussing kitchen and holiday decoration safety.
Yes. So, with Thanksgiving being next week, there are three safety hazards during Thanksgiving: fire, food, and travel. It's the number one day for cooking fires. Keep children away from the stove. Don't leave the house while the turkey is cooking. Ensure the kitchen floor is kept clear and doesn't have any tripping hazards. You can keep matches, lighters, candles, and knives out of reach of little ones. Keep baking soda on hand to put out kitchen fires. We know that grease, it'll
You know
spark
what?
right up.
And that leads me to a story because it always does. But we actually had a tenant once kind of call us saying that they had a kitchen fire. They were actually frying up some tacos like people do here up in San Antonio or down here in San Antonio. Um, yeah, the stove caught fire. It kind of burned a bunch of cabinets and the walls. Unfortunately, obviously, it was the tenant's fault, so they had to go through their insurance to get it fixed and stuff like that. But yeah, you need to be very careful. She
Wasn't
was
that my property?
I don't know if it was
I
probably
believe
your
it
property,
was.
but I know she was embarrassed and blamed it on her children. So
And thankfully, she had rentals insurance.
yes,
So
yes.
it was all taken care of very cleanly, very easily.
Oh no, that was a different property. You're talking about your own personal rental property, right?
My personal rental property.
Yeah,
We
it
had
happened
that
there too.
exact
Yeah,
same
it
scenario.
had there. No, this one was a little worse.
Okay.
This one was a little worse. Yours burnt up the microwave,
And it
right?
burnt up some cabinets.
Some cabinets.
Yeah.
This one burnt the whole wall.
Oh, wow.
So the whole cabinet and countertops had to be replaced, and,
Dang.
and it was a big mess.
But
Obviously,
nonetheless, in your scenario or in that situation, they still had renters insurance.
they still had some renters
So,
insurance, luckily. So, anyway,
so make sure your smoke alarms are working. Uh, don't leave any candles burning unattended, and do not burn candles near flammable items like curtains or too close to potpourri. Uh, and follow all instructions carefully when you're using a deep fryer, and monitor closely. Can't stress that portion enough. Always
yes,
keep an eye on what's going on
I love
with
some
those deep
fried
fryers.
turkey, but it is every
Mm.
time I try to fry a turkey, I'm very cautious because the oil gets everywhere.
Mm. I
So
still say, like a majority of people, do that in your backyard. Don't even
yeah.
do it in the house.
Well,
Do
you
it.
shouldn't be you're frying a turkey in your house unless you have an electric fryer. I had an electric fryer
They
once,
have them that way.
but yeah, if you're gonna fry a turkey, obviously the old-fashioned way, go outside, put some cardboard down or something so it absorbs some of the
Absorb some.
grease
Hmm.
or oil and stuff that splatters. But and don't leave.
Hmm.
You better stay out there, sit out there, with either a beer in your hand or a drink in your hand, and
I,
just watch it.
I
Uh,
agree. I don't know how safe that would be if you're drinking beer, but either
well,
way.
yeah. Well, don't don't go excessive on them. Everybody's gonna have some type of drink. Not everybody,
That's fair.
but most individuals. So, anyway, talking about drink, let's talk about some food safety.
Mm.
So, I love to cook. Um, I'm pretty much the cook in our family. Denise doesn't. I'm just kidding. She does every once in a while, but I do like to cook. So when it comes to Thanksgiving or any holidays and stuff like that, I start looking for little recipes or different things that I can do and stuff. So, but when it comes to cooking, obviously you need to be safe in how you are handling the food. So always wash your hands after handling raw or uncooked poultry because you don't want to spread the salmonella like spreading COVID
Mm.
kind of thing. Use separate. You can use a separate cutting board for raw meat to produce and produce to produce
Produce.
to prevent cross contamination. Several people have several cutting boards. I do have several cutting boards too, but sometimes I don't go ahead and swap them out. What I do is I put like parchment paper or something to separate them. I don't put poultry on my wooden cutting boards. I always use a plastic cutting board for my poultry stuff. But anything else is free game on my wooden cutting board. So the USDA recommends cooking the turkey at a minimum of 325 degrees. That obviously doesn't go for those slow cookers, smokers kind of.
And everything. Yeah.
But use a thermometer and cook the turkey to an internal temperature of 165 to 180 degrees to ensure that the cookie. I am messing up today. Making sure that the turkey is cooked thoroughly, and then store leftovers within 2 hours or toss them. And this is pretty hard for a lot of people, right? Because they eat, and after you eat a big plate of turkey, you're tired, and you're probably just sitting there and you're just falling asleep and stuff like that.
You get what we call the itis.
Yes. So you just need to watch out for that, and just start refrigerating stuff as soon as you can if you want to have those leftovers. If not, if you leave it out, then you miss out.
Yeah. So you got to excuse Pete. He hasn't had enough coffee this morning.
No, I haven't even finished my first cup.
You gotta go knock it out. So one of the last things is travel safety. We all know that Thanksgiving is one of the most heavily traveled times of the year. It kicks off the season. Everybody wants to go spend time with their family and friends.
Especially now, since we've got more freedom from
COVID. The 1 year and a half almost COVID separation. People are eager to get back with family and friends again. But make sure you're prepared before you hit the road. Try to drive defensively, especially during bad weather. Drivers who are texting, take their eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds or more. And if you're driving at 55 miles an hour, it's about the length of a football field. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got to make sure to keep your eyes on the road. I think we all get a little too comfortable with the idea of driving and texting, and we need to be cautious with that.
Yeah. And going back to the weather thing, obviously here in San Antonio, we normally don't have to worry about ice or sleet during this time.
Not normally.
Yeah, during this time of year, and it's usually later on. But even if it rains, you need to be very careful here on the San Antonio roads, because a lot of people are not used to driving in those conditions and stuff like that. And sometimes it comes down. I find myself pulled on the side of the road sometimes just to wait for it to go by, because it gets so bad sometimes.
So make sure to wear your seatbelt. Your vehicle's well maintained. You've planned your route out ahead of time. Carry an emergency kit in the car. Be aware of all those weather conditions, like he was just saying.
Yeah.
And take caution in parking lots while out shopping. Unfortunately, we do have that criminal element in the time that wants to take advantage of everyone else doing that shopping. Don't be a victim in that regard.
Yeah.
And lastly, please, I cannot stress this enough. Like we discussed earlier, every adult enjoys a good beverage, adult beverage, beer, alcohol of any kind, but don't drink and drive. It's never worked out well for anybody in those scenarios.
Right. So those are the Thanksgiving tips kind of thing, or safety tips. We can talk about some of the holiday decoration tips. So seasonal decorations, including lights, trees, and wreaths, can help put your household in the holiday spirit. However, when not used properly, decorations, particularly lights, can create safety hazards or cause fires. So some of the things that you can do are double check your lights for frayed wires or cracks, and be sure that there's a bulb in each of the sockets, and discard and replace damaged strands. I know for sure that every year we roll up the lights and stuff like that, and we don't really look at them, but we should be looking at them just to make sure that it doesn't cause any sparks or anything in the tree and stuff like that. So, and when decorating outside, keep ladders and decorations away from overhead power lines, obviously, and ensure the ladder is securely placed on the ground before climbing. That is very important as well. I've heard.
I couldn't help. I just started thinking of Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. I've known several individuals, even vendors, that have fallen off of ladders because they haven't placed them securely on the ground and stuff like that. So you need to be very careful with that, especially as a tenant or a resident in a rental property. We really don't want you to be on a ladder. But, obviously you're probably going to want to go and hang some Christmas decorations. And, as long as you're careful, please because it is kind of a liability on your part as well. So do not hammer, tacks, or nails into electrical cords.
You would think that would be.
You know, if it's on here, it's because somebody did it, right? So
That's fair.
yeah, so we got to warn you. And instead, use clips to safely attach lights to the house and stuff like that. And you can actually leave those clips on for the next year, right? Don't leave the lights on, because we get tenants sometimes that try to leave the lights on, and some HOAs, they just don't like that. So we just ask that you go ahead and remove those lights after the holiday. But you can actually leave those clips on there, and hopefully you can use them next year. Make sure you use a heavy-duty extension cords, and only use cords outdoors if they are designed for outdoor use. Avoid overloading extension cords by using more than 3 sets of a standard light per cord. I don't know what the heck's wrong with me, but I just kept thinking of
We're getting you 2 cups of coffee.
Your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
The
Christmas Story.
The
Christmas Story.
Love that movie.
When he's over there plugging in all kinds of stuff and trying to get the circuit breaker, not even a circuit breaker, it's a fuse, trying to replace the fuse and stuff on. Yeah, you don't want to be that type of
So, like he was referencing, as far as the outdoor lights and inflatable decorations, they should all be plugged into GFCIs. They help prevent shock by breaking the circuit when differences in the currents as far as hot and neutral wires occur. Use a timer. It'll help with electricity, saving you some money, and it'll help make sure that the lights are turned off and not on 24 hours.
Yeah.
For special ornaments that plug into a bulb receptacle,
I was gonna say.
there you go. Use no more than
Nice.
2 per strand, and check the manufacturer's directions.
I didn't even know that. That just, those special like Christmas ornaments. I guess
Mhm.
I'm guessing this is what it's talking about. Those special Christmas ornaments. I didn't know that it should only be 2 max per strand.
Yeah.
So that's weird, but okay.
Indoor lights should not touch any drapes, furniture, carpeting. Keep it away from candles as well. You think that would also be somewhat of
Yeah.
a well-known thing. And finally, prevent tripping by placing cords and decorations in low traffic areas so that they won't be walked on or tripped on. Avoid twisting, kinking, or crushing cords. That also can cause potential fires in the future.
And one thing that's not on here is pets. You got to be very careful with pets, especially
Dogs and cats.
cats and dogs, puppies, kind of thing.
Chewing on those wonderful electrical
Oh yeah,
cords.
I know my cat used to love to jump into the tree and lay in the tree, and you just have to be very careful with that, because they can get into things that they shouldn't be, not only hurting themselves but can also cause a fire as well. So watch those little kitties and watch those little puppies. Older dogs usually don't care. They just
Not really
lay,
as much.
They lay at the bottom of the tree and stuff like it. So anyway, so these were just a few safety tips. Man, I need my coffee. These are a few safety tips for the holiday season. We want to make sure that you are safe this season and enjoy
Enjoy it.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is next week already, and then after that we go right into the Christmas holiday.
Just kicking it off.
Yeah, it's going quick. So anyway, tonight we are actually doing a seminar. It's a veteran business conference with Align Mortgage. We're going to have a whole bunch of veteran business owners there. David Tristan, which is a tax professional, financial advisor, he's going to be out there talking about the taxes, closing out your taxes, or closing out 2021 and preparing your taxes for 2022.
As business owners are
So
concerned.
he's going to give you some tax strategies and stuff like that. So if you know anybody that is a veteran business owner that would like to attend, the link will be on the actual post right here. Just go ahead and sign up, and we hope to see you there. There'll be some food, so if you want to come out, get some.
Get some sandwiches.
Jason's Deli.
Gonna get some Jason's
Jason's
Deli,
Deli.
chips, a little bit of fruit, and some water.
And some. No alcoholic
It doesn't
beverages.
sound as exciting when I said it out loud
Yeah.
just now.
No alcoholic beverages. But anyway, we want to thank you again for joining us today, and we will see you next week.
Take care.